Hi, my name is Gary Klein, and like once or twice a week, I like go out and pray for homeless people. Do street ministry out there. Um, includes like feeding them. Just overall, just talking to them. I was like 15 at the time, and my friend Benny was just like, "Yo, man, like, you want to go out and like pray for people on Saturday night?" And I'm like, "I don't know, man, like, what do you mean?" It's just like when I really started like falling in love with like the homeless community, because they're not just like people on the streets, like they're real people and they have real stories.
I'm not gonna forget about this.
Yeah.
Whether it be here or be in another town or another state. Once I get on top of things, I'm gonna help the less fortunate as well. Why? Because right now I'm less fortunate. And it's the right thing to do. People help me, so I'm gonna remember this and help somebody else when I'm better off. That's what makes it work.
But Bellingham, yeah, it is a hard place to live, but it's how you handle it is what makes things matter to a homeless person as we are.
My name is Kelly Linville. I am the mayor of Bellingham. There's concerns about criminalizing homelessness, which we don't want to do. There's also the protection of private property. So we have kind of both things going. One of the issues that I think would be important for our city to explore is what they call the LEAD program, Law Enforcement AD. I'm not sure what the last two letters stand for, but it's a program that they have implemented in Seattle. And what it does is it gives people choices about going into treatment for alcohol or drug abuse or mental health, rather than getting charged with trespassing or some other citation.
I have some serious medical issues, and I ask an officer if I can sit down in the closet, and he goes, "Yeah, and we'll call 911 for you."
Most places I've been, people panhandle and have to choose hotel, clothing, food, toiletries, or get high and drunk and then sleep on the street somewhere and OD and die. There's too many gangs doing so much crap to where they're selling to the addicts. The addicts are over here doing anything to get money or cut out the middleman to get drugs from the dealers, and the cops are messing with both the people who are addict or dealer, hustler, or thug, and then everybody trying to hurt everybody, kill everybody. But here it's not like that until you mention that whole ticketing thing, and then FEMA coming here, I'm gonna try to get established, but it's gonna affect me whether I'm established or not.
My name is Hans Ertinger Davis, and I work as the Associate Executive Director. I would say Bellingham does have a significant need right now. The need is we have excess homeless folks, more homeless than we've ever had before. The mission is full, and we house about 160 people a night. When I first started about 9 years ago, in the summer months, we'd be half full in the summer months because it's easier to be out in the street when it's warm. What I would see being helpful is for the government to look at who's doing the most good with addressing the issue of homelessness, which agencies are doing the most good, and saying how can we partner with those agencies? How can we help support them in some way? If the city wanted to provide us a facility that we could run, I could see that being a very sort of effective way to address the high numbers of homeless that we're finding in our community. We do have a smaller, call it our overflow shelter at the Mission that does get folks in the door out of the cold, but that's, like I said, full, and we're often turning people away. So I think if the city were able to provide a facility that the Mission could staff, we put the money up for that. An expensive part of it is staffing. But I could see that being a really effective way to address our current issues in homelessness.
It often doesn't do enough good to just get somebody a place to sleep. You have to look at what their needs are, and if all they need is a place to sleep, you've taken care of it if you've gotten them an apartment. If what they need is support for independent living, then you have to provide that. If what they have is drug and alcohol abuse or mental illness, then you have to provide the programming for that, or they are not going to be successful.
There are people who choose to be out here, and I don't know, I mean, to some extent, a lot of people do always have some degree of a choice, you know, but at the same time, you know, I don't know, there are people who it's not really their fault, and I don't know. Let's just say that the people who are jerks to homeless people definitely don't make a person want to get their shit together. The way that people act and the way that people treat you sometimes just makes you like not even want to be a part of their society.
First and foremost, people on the street feel invisible. They are the invisible people. And I find that, boy, just speaking to somebody and looking them in the eyes is one of the most powerful things that someone on the street can be impacted by in a positive way. I do find that giving money to folks like panhandlers is one of the worst ideas, actually. That giving money to folks typically keeps them homeless and it keeps them using. Life on the streets is generally pretty hard, and you're looking for an anesthetic, and a lot of the anesthetic comes in the form of alcohol or you name it, kind of drugs. And I find that any money that panhandlers pick up usually goes toward that. It's never for food. You can never go hungry in this town. There's so many meals available. I mean, the mission I work for, we provide 3 meals a day, every day of the year. But even churches are giving out food. There's people that travel to the woods to give out food when you cannot go homeless in this town. So when they're asking for money for food, it's not the case. That's what the money's going to go towards anyways. Other things that can be helpful, I highly recommend actually getting engaged on some level with one of the agencies in town, so you have a more emotional connection to the issue. I find that relational connection changes one's perspective in a much deeper way than just reading newsletters or researching it online, but being present with people that are in that type of material poverty. I also find that the materially poor that you find in this town are, there's a whole lot more to their poverty than just not having a place to sleep. Some of that poverty, much of that poverty is relational. It's one of the loneliest things you can ever be or do, is be on the streets and be homeless.
Yeah, because I'm your family.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
And so I told them that, right? And so, yeah, there's no need to be threatened here. Just look around the people you're around. I was like, you're right. You're right.
Nobody should have to go through this. Yeah. But I'm going through it. I came over here by choice. Nobody put a gun to my head and said, come to Bellingham and go through hell. Yeah. I chose to come over here because I needed a new geological change. What was working back home wasn't working. I had no choice. I had to find something else that would work for me. Like I said, I got 2 kids back in Illinois, and now I've got a family here. Yeah. So again, I've got a lot on my plate.
Yeah, for real, man.
And I've got to work with what I got. Yeah. So I'm hoping that the citizens of Bellingham understand and realize that I'm not out here trying to just beg for freedom or for a free handout.
Yeah.
I am asking for a hand up, which makes an extreme difference in the matter.
For sure.
I'm not looking for a free ride.
True that, dude.
You know, I go through a lot of stuff in my life, but you know, I don't let it get to me. I smile at it, but there is some days when I do get moody, but I brush it off, and there's people here to help me, especially my brother right here. He's been helping me the whole time I got kicked out of where I was supposed to be out in Lummi. And my brother's been right here by my side, helping me. Beautiful. And it hasn't been easy for him, and I really appreciate him for helping me. And he's struggling with his lifestyle too, but you know, we're helping each other out.
Yeah. I've made my mistakes. You ask me, I think I'm paying for them right now.
Yeah.
Karma, you're catching up.
Yeah.
No BS.
I believe it, man.
I'm working with what I have, which is very little, and I'm trying my best to work with the little that I have.
Yeah.
And I appreciate those who do give me that hand and help me along my journey.
For real.
That's all I ask.